Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Fall of the Republic 1.3 preview playthrough as the Galactic Republic. In the last episode, we got attacked by a big chunk of the CIS's remaining fleet. They killed a Praetor, but they've also set themselves up for disappointment. I'm not sure if they've actually sent in their ground force yet.
Let's move this bucket.
Because a lot of that is still there. And we are about to finish off what they had coming in. So I do want to queue up a few more units in the south for us. That's a good place for acclimators. We'll get Razwitz back. And that should tide us over for now. How much pop do we have in this 275 versus 332? We're technically a disadvantage pop-wise, but with fleet compositions, I don't think we're going to struggle with this too much. If we can take out the non-diamonds first, because it's what? It's 80 pop worth of diamonds. There's still 2 of those in reserve. It was 5 Auxilias, 1 Captor, so half of those are on the map right now. The problem that I'm seeing with this fleet is the Invincibles. So that is a problem. Alright, let's see if we can use Okmulgi, Journeyman of the Stars. It's fine. $300 Revenge.
For the Chancellor.
These 2 Arquitens. Ascendant Wolf. Bring in our PDF Dreadnoughts. BSD-1s are also a problem there. Carrier Cruiser. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Tarkin.
You may continue.
We do have an IST in that.
I copy that.
Get some anti-fighter in here, along with the Light. Any Pizza Slice. Yarlung. We'll bring in 1. We'll bring in Rio. And I guess one of the VSDs. That also leaves Carrick, Obama, Paul, Boxy Potato Freighter, Vihalis and Live on Stock and Lycan Keep and Pissenton.
I think you meant to choose a larger ship.
And I don't know what you are, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
C. Ori's Lori, Destroyer, and Astral Hammer.
Entering hyperspace now. At maximum unit.
The missiles, not going to be great. Well, they won't be able to stop us from retreating here if we need to.
Do I have fighter support? Rockets away. Clearing the skies.
I'm kind of just hoping we get enough missiles in before the diamonds form up on us.
Sir, holding position. Vectoring to the enemy. Targeting computer online.
Because it's going to be a lot of point defense coming at us. There is a point where you reach like point PD saturation. If they're all in the same place, they're all going to be shooting the same thing. But we're not quite there.
You've got the captain.
Like they lose nothing for being overwhelmed by it. Alright, you need to get back.
Our acquaintance here. For the Republic!
Yes, General. Heading in.
We have a bit of point defense to stop their hard cells as well.
Locking off.
Target at maximum range. Firing barrage.
Some of them are almost making it through.
All lights are green. Moving into attack position.
We have received word from some of their
Like there's big enough clusters that it's
We've lost a squad member.
sort of helping.
Yes, General. Ready to commence. Moving to attack. This is the captain. Battle stations. They're not so tough. Ready for command. Awaiting your orders, sir. Heading for attack coordinates. No!
Your actions have been adequately successful.
Missiles at the ready.
Alright, I think the best thing we can do with our
Your actions
missile
have been
ships
successful.
is have them shoot the same stuff.
Once again, the rebellion
Like the
shows
farthest up
the
diamonds we
operating
can.
of military
Your
strategy.
orders, General. Taking them out. Your orders? Stand clear.
You expect congratulations.
the comm. Damage. Locked on target. Ready for attack orders. Targeting
You guys can penetrate that screen.
Cannons targeting. All lights are green. That may be slow.
If we stay on the front lines, then it's fine. I think they've got most of the captors in now. Well, definitely most, because that's at least the...
Perhaps I underestimated.
Yeah, that's 5 and 6, I think.
Fool.
Or captors
You have
auxilia.
launched
Same
your forces
difference.
into the jaws of a
Not really the
bear.
same difference.
Ready to commence. Shields are down.
Thank you, Devood, for resubscribing. Appreciate it.
Cannons charged. Do I have fighter support? Ready for command. Main cannons charged.
You have performed satisfactorily today, Commander. You have
I'm
failed
actually going to
heed
stay
my
on
warning.
there.
Standing by.
Good work.
And... that Architens can finish
Your
that off.
handling of your funds is admirable.
Captain here. Nominal status. All enemy units approaching from behind. Sir, holding position.
Get back.
Orders?
You have performed satisfactorily.
You've all got to keep picking those off.
Your handling of your
You've got the
funds
captain.
is admirable.
Our hull is near critical.
Propaganda will not work as long as I am here.
Operation is
Okay, that's actually good. That's good. We can use this. I thought that was the last one. So this must be the last one, because it's definitely only 6. They brought in at least 3. I thought they brought in another one before that last set, but I must have been mistaken. We know they have 2 or 3 more Providence, though. No, I think they have just the 2. Because they had 4 before the last battle.
Captain. Ready to deliver. Your orders, General. Rockets away.
The traitor
Witness here.
has been found,
Alright, Temparis,
and justice is being administered.
you can stay on here.
Our space stations and
Arkin
ground bases are the backbone of the
onto
Galactic
this Auxilia.
Ready for orders, Commander.
And I'm going to turn around the VSD onto that.
Battle station. Need you to hold them off. Your orders? Everywhere.
Okay, that's most of the
Your
combat
investigations
ships
have led us to another area of the
going
galaxy.
down.
You have failed to heed my warning.
You do stay on.
Captain here. Locked on
Here comes the
target.
Providence.
That may be slow. All lights are green.
I'm going to redirect as much as possible onto the Providence.
Stand clear. Main cannons charged.
Because if we can take the shields or the hangars down,
Moving into attack position.
then they're going to stay with like no fighters.
Preparing assault salvo. For the Chancellor. I'm not sure how much longer
Which is not the most important thing right now, but it's still useful.
Missile tubes loaded. Reading you.
Your service is new. You have
It's a good chunk of the
interfered with
power of the
Empire
ship that
for
we
the
can
last
just
time.
cancel out. Alright. I'm going to have to focus on some of these closer ones.
Ready for command. Stand clear.
Like, we're still getting some missiles through that. Which is good. And we have another VSD. Which I think we can just drop in behind.
Copy that, General. Ready to deliver.
We have received word.
Okay, let's do the same thing.
Reliable sources. Yet again, you have failed. Perhaps I underestimated you.
There we go.
He's right behind me.
Yes, General.
Outnumbered.
No problem. Targeting complete.
Yeah, I think we're in a position where this isn't going to get canceled out at all.
Congratulations.
Yes, General. Reading you.
And do we have enough pop to bring in an invincible? We do. Alright, Revan's RV in behind there.
We need to send an emissary to help convince others of their wrongdoing. You
That's
have
all the
initiated
Providence is
Empire for the
dead.
last time.
The recusants are... I think these are the final ones. They had 6.
Receiving. Locking all. All lights are green.
We've
Orders,
pretty much just got missiles left on this.
Missiles at the ready. Ready for command. Ready for orders, Commander.
Your actions have been successful.
Get those meat effects now. Diamonds as well. That one's basically 1 health.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
This needs to die as well. It'd die from missiles too. There we go.
Missiles locked
You
on.
expect congratulations.
We've lost a little bit, but this is basically the last fleet. This fleet is going to have to fight, so
Rockets away. All lights are green.
Doesn't matter that much, does it?
We have discovered a traitor in our midst. No need to worry. The planet answers to me.
Do I have ready for combat?
I don't know if they have any, or if we have any help as
We need to
reports.
send an emissary
No, so we
to
probably
help
want to
convince others of their wrongdoing.
Targeting computer online.
focus down the little guys as much as possible now.
Stand clear.
Keep them thinking they're
Yes, General.
as safe as possible until they decide they want to retreat.
We have discovered a traitor in our
Taking the
midst.
offensive. All lights are green.
But now that we just have them to focus on, they're gonna
You have
start falling
performed
apart pretty quickly.
satisfactorily today, Commander.
Tears apart. Ready for command. Yes, General. Copy that, General. Ready to deliver. Moving
God,
into
their
attack position.
diamonds are not forever.
Preparing
Diamonds are
assault
like
salvo.
temporary at
Scanning.
best.
Clearing the skies.
I don't know if they had any diamonds in reserve that they just decided not to jump in, but they have
Stand clear.
way fewer than they did. So we lost Queen Amidala's Revenge, Temparis, Ascendant Wolf, Akmalgi, regular Architens, and the 3 PDF Dreadnoughts, but they just lost everything. Yeah, that was all 40. They're done.
Building started.
Right, I think we are gonna bring Vader over, because we're gonna use Palpatine over on this side. Worst case scenario, they decide they want to attack with
There's nothing we can
one of those
handle.
fleets, which is like,
Awaiting
okay, good for
orders,
you.
sir.
Construction complete. Our acquaintance here.
We'll probably go into Ord-Trassi with
Full
them.
throttle.
That's the majority of their forces are just gone. Alright, we can actually build some of these up
Under construction.
to not have to worry about
Construction. Beginning.
Commerce Guild attacks.
Beginning construction. Constructing unit.
Because we are about to go around to to Mintuine.
Destroyer reporting.
Awaiting your orders, sir.
How's this going down here?
There's
Acquaintance
nothing
here.
we can't
Construction
handle.
complete.
We have a crew deficit. Oh, we lost an LAC. Parts didn't finish building yet, but even when they do, I think we'll need a few more.
Construction.
No, I don't always upgrade the Mandator, because the extra pop cap I sometimes just prefer having
Invasion
for the support. Same reason I often like the Bellator over larger SSDs.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, let's see if we can give Vader a little hop, skip, and a jump up there.
Defensive positions.
Delta, you haven't done much lately. Come be useful.
What now?
Get ready to move in.
And
Hey, 3-5, check it out.
Oop.
Commandos. If they're anything as good as I hear, they can practically win the war themselves.
Do not fail me.
alright, I don't think I need to leave the lat with Vader.
Closing range.
Is it too late to be one of those fighter pilots?
It's
done.
Yes.
Oh, well, this isn't good either. Okay, well, either they go and fight our stuff elsewhere,
Ready. We got droids
or
over
we
there.
kill them here.
Second Vanguard. Now we're even.
They don't actually need this for anything, but if I got nothing else to do with that.
Call me a mutant, but I think there'd be bugs here. In position.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright.
You presume too much.
Vader, start heading over.
Aye, sir. More, sir.
All our guns on board.
Just need to make sure that they don't have enough Mark Hamills to kill us. Or to kill the lat. Then the lat can start helping.
Baffle the enemy into submission, sir.
Okay, well, it's going away.
I find
Vader, go crush that. And bam.
Now you will meet your
And bam. And bam. There we go. Only use that one. Only use that bam. Cut the rest.
Maybe I'll just hang back here for a while. There he goes again. Forming up, boss.
Choose your reinforcements.
Okay, we need an ATTE. You're all just a distraction anyways. Vader's doing the real work on the other side. I'm gonna turn that off of autocast, because he's gonna use it on this half-dead Hamill.
or die.
It's hot, boss.
Yeah, this is one of the maps that we went over as a group.
Sir.
Like, me, Bob, the rest of the mappers all went over a lot of the base game maps. And some of, like, each of our maps.
What's going on, 38?
Talk about what's working and what's not.
Moving into position.
Recon squad, move out.
You in that position. Just use me to draw fire. Come on here. I wonder what the weather's like right now.
Right, without sprint, you're in trouble. But yeah, I think we were saying move the attacker entry up here, and this would be like an infantry pathway or something.
You're no fun anymore, sir.
We do need to do a bunch of those base game modifications. So far, like, we were also supposed to do one-on-ones with all the mappers talking about each of our maps as well, beyond just the example ones used.
Getting on my nerves.
And
Can I
we've
take over
done,
here?
me, Bob, and Poliwhirl have talked. We haven't done the rest of the reviews.
Call me a mutant.
I don't know that I have a favorite map.
Your destiny lies with me.
Well, I guess these guys can come back here.
Got one right here. Deltas, look out for traps.
Well, Vader killed the structures, but didn't actually do much other than that. Okay, we never actually finished off that. We won't be able to use bombing runs or bombardments.
Reporting.
Get up here. Can you shoot that? Here, just run at them. Militia.
This is pointless. Let's get moving.
Oh, they're leaving.
How is
What a bunch of tools.
Planetary control achieved.
Alright, even with the malice, I think we can
Constructing.
probably build those.
Awaiting your orders, sir.
We'll have to hold back a little on some of the attacks there, but
Construction complete.
so what is that? That's 2 spaceships and that's 1 spaceship.
Construction complete.
How's this? That is 431 pop. We'll have to combine a lot of these and we'll see what that looks like after we've captured the Mintuine space. So yeah, we won't be able to finish this off today, but we are we're definitely going to finish it next Monday.
Choose your reinforcements.
I'm not sure what we still need to do to
Breaking comm silence.
be ready for the New Republic playthrough, but Spirit Yoshino,
Anchors away.
students art. Well, we may as well here. Let's focus on that. Get LACs in. We've got Star Destroyer Wannabe. We have Don't Leave Me.
On the move.
We have Good Value for Cost. And we have
Moving
Athabasca.
into positions on your command. We're outnumbered. Got you on the comm. Vectoring to the enemy.
This is only a freighter, or auxiliary.
We might be small, but we pack up.
Power to the engine.
Ready for
Basically
takeoff.
freighter.
Let's blow something up.
So it's still about as jonky. I'm dead. If I die during the playthrough, does that mean that I lost?
Captain here. Battle stations.
I'm not sure how that gets recorded on the spreadsheet, Triton. I probably shouldn't have brought in the interdictor, but oh well. Okay, you can start going for the station.
I've got them in my sights.
Air cruiser, standing by. We've got fire. Reading you. Locked on target. Nominal status.
Okay, you're all dead there.
Still Techno-Union ships in the area.
Mandator onto the station.
Techno-Union ships in the area. Yes, General.
All the CIS's Lucrehawks are dead.
They're in our sights.
The Techno Union still has a couple, and the Commerce Guild has at least this one, maybe a few others. We haven't seen their other planets.
This is the captain.
There we go. And this barely counts as a Lucrehawk. This is like
We'll take the
episode
flank.
1 shit for Hulk.
Got you on the comm.
Baraka is losing his shields though.
Locked on target. The enemy doesn't stand a chance. All power diverting to weapons.
Our acquaintance here. Engaging.
Yeah, now it's just engines.
Squadron of enemy starfighters heading toward us.
You stay on that. Okay, let's kill these ships as they come in.
Cruiser.
Because they could be a bit of a threat. Should go on those. Let's get the
Firing.
Venator on there. Baraka.
Nominal status.
I kind of want Baraka to stay a bit
Standing
farther
by.
Reading you.
back.
They're flanking us.
What do they have for the future waves? That's the only Providence. They have just the diamonds in reserve. After that, okay.
Nowhere to run.
Give me a target.
Yeah, Hypori has 2. I think we just saw 2 Lucrehawks.
This is the captain.
The actual battlecruiser
Cruiser ready
variety,
for
not
combat. Waiting for attack. Coordinates.
not
Your
Oxes.
orders, General. Enemy reinforcements are on their way. Blasters charged. Got you on the comm.
We might be small.
Baraka's shields are just like sat
Batteries
at
fire.
like 1 tick for the last 2 minutes.
Cruiser here. Training weapons on
Got
target.
half of them on that. You're still half shields yourself. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it back on the station.
We must turn back. Yes, General.
We have enough of our other ships around
Down
and
here.
free. They're mostly done with the captor. Yeah, nope.
Yes, sir.
Is that? No, that's not ours. Okay. That's fine. That can die then.
We need you to clear the area of all enemies.
This used to be a
You guys need to get up there and stop Baraka from dying to bombers.
Captain. Focus fire on that target.
I think you wanted that other ship over there.
One shot, one kill.
Okay, shields are almost down on that.
Cruiser standing by.
Kind of worry about the Golan killing those.
Ours. We'll take
That
the
is a
fight
pretty
to
big
them.
chunk of ships coming in.
We're losing ground.
A few hard points will at least kill that.
Aye.
The Venator's out of shields as well.
Striking target.
Eliminating target.
Got you on the comm.
Here, don't go further in. That at least help. Thank you, Flagar, for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it.
Everywhere. Cruiser ready for combat. Yes, Admiral. Shields are down.
Contributing once again to the house down payment.
Acquiring target. Captain,
You
here.
got the commander.
Alright, we should be getting some shields back on that.
I'm transmitting the coordinates to you now. Cannons loaded.
I just... Rent sucks. Paying someone else's mortgage is not fun.
You've got a clear shot. Cruiser here.
Yeah, that's flying off into the sunset,
Our acquaintance here.
which I can respect.
Many of them.
Target their laser cannon.
Cruiser.
You guys are really not helping that much. Go for the Munificence. You can kill those, and you're not going to be...
Transmitting the coordinates to you now. We got weapons escape.
Can you all come in, please?
Idling. Time to die. Let's go.
How are they doing? Yeah, shields are down on those. We've actually got most of the weapons on this side down, too. So I think it's best to refocus on some of those ships. Baraka has died.
Attacking target. Cruiser ready for combat. The war is
Which may mean it's time for a new commander.
something up. For the Republic.
I mean, we're not going to keep using Baraka, obviously, but I don't know if we need to replace him.
Cruiser standing
We can actually probably replace him in the south. That works out fine. Otherwise, we'd have to move him.
coordinates. You got the captain. Cruiser ready for combat.
Those...
Any weapons on target.
That's gotta be getting healed by the station. Yeah. I didn't see another tender around.
I might be small, but I pack a punch.
Choose your reinforcements.
Sir, enemy starfighters coming in fast. We've reached the base perimeter, sir. Cruiser here. Air cruiser standing by.
Still got the main cannons on the Venator.
Battle station. Cruiser
The
standing by.
Golan is starting to die. There's just so many diamonds and CR90s that are making life difficult for our bombers right now. So let's try to clear some of those out. Bombers, you can make some runs on that. You'll be okay.
Cruiser ready for combat. The war is ours. Yes, General. I've lost count. How many does that make? Reaching enemy hull.
All right, and you don't have engines or actually you do. But let's just get it moving that direction. We can get some momentum before the engines die.
We've reached the base perimeter, sir.
Most of those are just going to be destroyed.
Standing by. Copy that, sir.
The KRX and Arcotens are probably going to be going for the anti-fighter after the Golan's dead. I'm probably not going to tell the Mandator to focus on those. That's, what, 5 hard points left on the main station. Where's our Pelta?
At your service.
Get over there, see if we can keep our Venator alive.
We'll take the fight to them. Concentrating fire.
Delta frigate responding.
Do we still have those LACs, or did they all die?
Falling out of
We do.
Standing by.
What the fuck are you doing over there?
Separatist reinforcement.
Understood. We are moving out. Getting a lock.
This was decidedly not the plan.
Cruiser here. Moving into positions on your command.
Okay, those will actually die on the way over. When they don't have much else to do, then the
Yes, sir.
LAC, or the Architects at least, can do some damage to the fighters. The heavier weapons... No, we actually have 2 medium weapons. Okay, I forgot. I always get the TR and FOTR armaments for the Quasar, or for the Carracks confused.
LAC responding.
That takes care of that one.
Focus fire on that target.
Oh, you stay still.
Sir, we've done it.
Delta here.
For the Chancellor. Cruiser ready for combat. Hold up. Take down that interceptor. Hold your position. Your orders, General.
You've got the captain. Prepare for combat.
Alright. Who's gonna go for the Mandator versus who's gonna go for the
Delta here.
Venator?
Give me a target.
This used to be a judicial ship, you know.
You're almost in. Yeah, they were chasing the hyenas that were over there.
Copy that, sir. Yes, sir.
We've got some shields back.
Prepare for combat. We are moving out.
Okay, if they get in, then they also have their point defense. It looks like they might actually win on this.
Concentrating fire. Screw diplomacy. Just fire.
I'm not actually seeing them point defense, but
Our Quentin's here.
Watch your size.
all right. It looks like they're mostly going for the Mandator. So I think the Venator is fine.
Like
Yeah, if they're going for the Mandator, we're not going to be in range for the point defense. I was really just expecting them to go for the
Or the
Venator.
Chancellor. They won't be needing their shields.
Just don't get baited by the
Focus fire
by the
on
camera.
target.
Like, yeah, there. We just killed a ton of them on that.
Prepare for combat.
Enemy reinforcements have arrived. Aye.
Delta frigate here.
Cruiser, standing by. Squadron's at half strength. Watch your side. I'm under attack.
Part of me is really tempted to use the
They won't hold up.
underworld slot for the huts in all the mods, because they're going to be in every mod, and they can use
Reinforcements en route.
the extra chart slot. That's really the only thing that you benefit from, is the extra chart slot for using underworld slot, rather than making a new faction slot for them.
Yes, Admiral. Cruiser ready for
So
combat.
I'd rather not have to recode them
Cruiser here.
in every mod for different slots, so we try to stay consistent on that for factions that are in multiple.
But we pack a punch.
Holding position.
But like in Revan's Revenge right now, that slot is used for the Mandalorians. In Thrawn's Revenge, it's technically the Yizong Vong. It's a whole thing.
But I pack a punch.
'Cause, like, it makes sense to use it for the huts in Fall of the Republic, because there's not any other playable factions, at least yet. Alright. Poor Baraka, the only death. But that leaves us free over here to
Research.
open that back up.
Missile
Our weapons
destroyer
here.
reporting in.
And I should probably save again as well. I've started to go longer and longer between saving. It was supposed to be like every 15 minutes, but this is like every half hour now. It used to be I'd do the entire episode and wouldn't save, but there were like early PA playthrough was like a crash every 5 minutes. So it made me get kind of nervous about all of it. So we'll probably save that Hypori battle for a little bit longer. We want to build as big a fleet as we can down here. But I also want to make sure we have at least one pretty major fight left at the end of it. Well, I think we've only lost 2 or 3 heroes in this playthrough. The Hapen playthrough, I think we lost 0 or 1.
Copy that, sir.
I'm gonna put these over on this
Building
side.
Under construction.
Of course, Your Highness. There's nothing we can't handle. Right, sir.
I can add up 2, but I don't want to add up more than that. That's 140. That is
Repairs? We got you covered.
147.
Complete.
75.
Cruiser here.
We still need a bunch more. Not a bunch
Starting
more.
my run.
But we are going to be kind of stalled by needing to repair. What are we actually at? That's 32% hull. Damn, that actually got lower than I thought. What did Seven's asking? Will the framework be fixed in the next update? And for some reason, when I open the air info, crew, parts, and food, doesn't show. When I open the era info, I'm not sure what you mean by that one. But if you mean up here, that's part of the framework. So, like, asking if the framework will be fixed, it's a bunch of scripts all in one thing. So any error can cause that to crash. Like, when those don't show up, that's because the framework has crashed. And it's kind of like saying, if you have a game crash, will the game crash be fixed? Like, we need more specific information than that. There's like any number of things that can cause it. We try to track down and fix everything that can cause it, but it's, again, separate issues. That's why we do have the debug log, which in Thrawn's Revenge would be opening up this, and to be here. It's not active in Fall of the Republic. So, like, it's impossible for us to say we will fix the framework, because it's not the framework as a whole that's broken. It's having to track down what's broken in one specific area. Like, it's very difficult to find individual errors with it. But that's why we included the debugger with Thrawn's Revenge, because that'd be able to tell us if it does crash, if people can provide that information, where in the framework it was being run when the script crashed. Without that information, it's literally just at some point my game crashed, fix that, which is pretty much impossible to act on. Let's go with that.
Where are we
Oh,
headed?
we got a secular. I'm gonna send that down to the Southern Fleet.
On the double, my liege.
Construction complete.
How's that? That's a lot of stuff. We still had a few things constructing, though. I'll bring them up here, because that's where they were going to be. And let's send this fleet into Ortrasi.
Let's move this bucket.
Research complete.
Like, yeah, any of the functions we basically add to the mod, that runs through the framework, because it's all connected scripts. Which means if one thing breaks, then it would all break. And like, we try to be careful with how we set things up. We try to have proper error handling for everything. But there are situations where like Empire at War doesn't handle things properly, and it's hard to know in advance what that's going to look like. Or if it's like looking for information that it doesn't have, and then it crashes that way. So there's a lot of stuff that can cause those kinds of errors. So it's very difficult for us to say, like, oh yes, we're going to fix every issue with the framework for the next one.
Plot our course.
You got a rune, Public Warlord Star, Spirit of Fire, Rightful Courage.
Jump to light.
I'm actually not sure who's still available. Voidwalker.
All lights are green. Ready for command.
I know, well, again, the framework in Father Republic is the same as the framework in Thrawn's Revenge. It's what runs everything. So saying my framework crashed is basically like saying my game crashed. Like, that doesn't give much information on what's actually gone wrong. So it's like, we don't release the mod being aware of specific framework crashes, because when we know what's specifically crashing, then it's a lot easier to fix it. But the problem with framework crashes is it's not like, oh, well, the error information's not displaying, so it must be an issue with the error information. It's that everything is run through that, so if it crashes everything.
Destroyer reporting.
Missile destroyer reporting in.
Awaiting your command. Attacking.
So we got most of those.
All lights are green.
Like, all I can say is that when we find errors in the framework, we fix them, but
Bravo 4.
there aren't any obvious ones that we've found. We try to optimize code just in general, which does make, like, making things simpler, which does make it less likely for errors to show up. But, like, it's impossible for us to ever say, yes, we are going to eliminate every error in the framework, because we don't know where they come from. Like, it's impossible to say where they're going to come from.
Locked on target.
And it'd be like if a game said, oh, we're going to eliminate every bug in the next patch. Like, that isn't a thing you can reasonably say.
Fire at will.
Like, there's any number of places that are being run through the scripts. Like, you can't just say, oh, that is all fixed now.
All lights are green.
Awaiting your command.
Watch your flanks. Holding position. Shields are at half power. They could be trouble. Ready for command. Got you on the comm. You got the captain.
That Venator is going to be in trouble.
Disable their laser.
Ready to deliver. Captain here.
Because, like, the framework isn't just the thing that displays the text up there on, like, era and ship crews and stuff. It's also what handles the category filters when you're pressing the buttons to see the different build bars. It's what's placing the structures and removing them to handle that. It's what handles, like, actually doing the eras and tech unlocks. It's what has all the scripting for all the different resources. It has the story stuff beyond eras. It has the missions. It has the hero spawning. It has the Republic command staff. So that's why when the framework crashes, all that stuff goes away, because they all rely on the same setup of scripts.
Attack that target.
Ready to deliver. Reading you. Vectoring to the enemy.
Awaiting your
Yeah, it'd be like saying, are you going to fix your car,
Your orders.
when,
your command.
like, that doesn't tell us whether, like, did the wheels fall off?
Yes, General.
Did
Green.
the carburetor blow up?
Captain here.
All stations ready.
They're all around. Sir, incoming
which is what makes it difficult to track down those kinds of errors, because we need to know exactly what's going on to be able to say, okay, it's this specific script that's failing when it gets this specific kind of instructions.
Full stop.
Or like, this specific variable is messed up, but only in these specific cases. Or stuff that looks like it's working fine or should work fine. EAW just doesn't like that that specific usage of it.
We've reached the base perimeter, sir. Got you on the comm. Missile destroyer here. Targeting enemy. Captain here.
Yes, Commander. Attacking target.
Missile destroyer reporting in.
Like, the way the mod is structured, there's the framework, which is the framework. Then there's all the plugins to the framework, which are still part of the framework technically, but it's all the different components of the mod.
We're all set here, Commander. Let's go. Station's ready.
And sometimes it's not even necessarily a script within the framework that's causing problems. Like, the biggest source of errors is when planets flip. So the functions we have to handle the planet flipping, which is a former cause of it for Fall of the Republic, but it may still be. So like when integration happens for different factions, where that wasn't even handled by a script within the framework, that was handled by something else. But it was a problem with how like the Lua was interacting with, like it can be a problem with how the Lua scripts are interacting with the game's like C code. And it just crashes every Lua script that's active at the time when that happens.
Yes, Commander.
So it can be very difficult to track down exactly what's going on. Because it's possible to have everything like set up that if you look at it itself, it looks like everything's fine, but then just because of peculiarities in how EAW works, sometimes stuff doesn't work.
Reading you. This is the captain. Got you on the comm. Captain here. Missile
Awaiting your
destroyer
command.
reporting in. Your orders? Stand clear.
Awaiting your command.
Destroyed the Techno-Union ship. Reading you. We've lost a squad member. We've cut off the enemy's
Bombers are nearly done with the shipyard.
You've got one on you.
Ready.
Give me a target. Firing. All lights are green. This is the captain. All stations ready. The reinforcements got you on the
Our
comm.
lasers are destroyed.
Like, whenever we're doing debugging stuff, like,
Ready for command.
framework errors and save issues are always our highest priority stuff to fix, but
Destroyer here.
we only have so many tools to be able to track those down. And especially if they're rare errors, then
We'll hold this position.
being able to replicate stuff or getting very clear information on, like, this happened when this happened, otherwise it's very difficult for us to replicate stuff. When there's like 400,000 people who play the mods, I think Fall of the Republic is like 300,000 PRs,
Clearing the waters.
300,000 or 325,
Your orders?
within 25,000 and 300,000. By the way,
All lights are green.
rare errors can become more common because like you have so many game hours going on at once
All stations
that like if it's one person playing alone, then it's,
combat protocols.
you can never really replicate that,
We're being overwhelmed.
Maximum power to shields.
so it's tricky.
Sir, we've lost you on the sensor.
Like we do what we can, but there's always going to be stuff that's harder to track down or slips through.
Sir, holding position. Carrying us apart. Ready to take them out. We're all set here, Commander. Get down. Do not do their job without our protection.
Ready.
Taking serious damage. Sir, we need you to clear the area.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the... We should have the command staff slot back open when we get to Galactic level again.
We need you to clear the area.
So we'll take a look at that.
Beta squadron reporting in. Shields are a couple more hits like that and she's done for. Sir, we've
Damn.
lost a squad mate.
Oh, there's another one over there.
Orders? Where are we headed? Over there.
I like when the missiles get the kills for some reason. There's just something satisfying about watching them do that last chunk of health. Even if it's a very small chunk of health. Okay, we lost an Acclimator, we lost Miss Frizzle, Intergalactic School Trip, we lost a Venator and Voidwalker. Poor Voidwalker. I think Voidwalker might actually have hit its build limit. Yeah. Right, Palpatine, come on over. Okay, let's see what the slots have to say. I'll check on Kuwat. So we have Marissa Zinj, Adder Talon. We have Captain Marks. We have Jonah Crumby. We have Wheeler. We have Coburn. Killian. Admiral Dow. We have Denimore. We have Drawn. Oral. And we have Dodonna. So those are our options. Try it on if you want to put a poll up. I won't buy anyone just yet. Ooh, and we got a Tector on that. I'm going to send that down south as well. So, if you have to narrow it down, go with Zinj, Prosecutor Guy, Martz. Zinj, Martz, Forel, Drawn, and Dow, I think. I think those are like both more Imperial and a lot of characters we haven't really used before. I hope the framework explanation didn't come across as like too harsh or anything. I wasn't trying to be harsh or anything there, just trying to explain like how that stuff works. Alright. 5-minute poll. Alright, so we'll probably end the episode with a decision on who we're doing on that. We'll have this and the Ordrassi invasion. I'm never sure what my voice sounds like. Whether my tone ends up sounding like angry or just entirely devoid of emotion. When I started YouTube, it was definitely devoid of emotion. Like, any emoting you hear in my voice is entirely artificial, and only started after I started doing YouTube. I don't think I ever sounded like anything before. The poll should be on Twitch chat. If you there should be an arrow at the top. I don't know how it works on like mobile though. I never voted on a poll on mobile. I think we've had a few in prior playthroughs that hit the limit. But it does mean it's been well loved. I think Voidwalker died in like its first battle on each build 2 or 3 times. Not sure what we've captured. City Factory. Okay, AAT's coming up the back. Bring them at the front there. Most of these are going to be anti-vehicle stuff, so I think it's a lot of crab droids. Or dwarf spider droids, rather. But also a lot of crab droids, so that is going to be anti-infantry. Yeah, when I set up that rule, I figured like if stuff is dying 3 times, that means it's probably been in some pretty big battles. Because it was starting to get to the point where like I wasn't able to reliably use a lot of ships. And I think only one person's ever really complained about it, but I do feel bad if people aren't getting there to see their ships as much as they'd like. Right, get on up there. You probably don't want to be up front, actually. If we can make the infantry do some of the tanking there, they're going to get healed by the ATT anyways. Barks on this side? Nope, over here. Alright, we've made it up through on the... Okay, that's bad. I wasn't really expecting to use these for anything when I built them all. They were mostly supposed to be defense in case Armor Skill decided to attack us. Right. That should be able to hit both at once. Okay, once again, the empty bunkers have captured the imaginations of our units. Right.
Planetary control achieved.
Zinj has won the honor, the dubious honor, of commanding
Researching.
the Hypori fleet.
Breaking comm silence. Building under construction.
Research complete.
Oh no, we lost the hate. That I won't get angry. I won't get angry. I'm just a little bit angry. I'm very angry.
Look! That's what you're looking for! Stick with the plan! Guns ready! Good times! Let's do this!
I think this map must have the
Move your cover!
most skins of any map. The good map, and the skins all varied enough, but
Reinforcements en route.
I think it's gotta be
Securing
the most
Let's do this. Clankers won't see it. Feeling fine.
in the mod.
Watch the crossfire.
We've captured an abandoned turbo laser tower.
Those sensors.
Shield deployed. Heavy guns ready.
I am ready.
Papa Palps, get on up there.
Construction complete.
Now we're talking.
Should be able to get that landing zone.
It's on. Pull the Republic.
Alright, now you can deploy.
Keep firing. Fired up.
Got the medical unit. See if Palpatine can come up this side. And we'll get the flash blinds. Okay, I need to capture this. Nice.
Hey, shift your back. Four arms, brothers. Follow me. Go! I got your back.
Okay, we don't want them running away. Okay, come on. Come on. Yeah. Here. There we go. There it is.
Find our way in.
That's all it takes. We can get it from there? Sweet. Didn't think the range was that high. Okay, we do need to grab that landing zone. It's no 5 juggernauts, but with most of their army, so... Get some speeders, get some more clones.
Getting infantry. They're gonna wrap up here first.
Alright, it's just two more structures up here then. Speeders, you can come up and be friendly. I think this is the last... No, Arinda is the last of the banking clan planets. Okay, don't... There you go. Don't take cover. That's how you die.
We can't let them escape.
Nope, Palpatine, you silly goose. Such a silly goose. He ran right past that. There we go. That's Ordrazi. I think that's actually the last shipyard. Like, we took the last CIS shipyard a while ago. No, Hypori. I'm Corey. Hypori.
System control achieved. Building started.
So... Zinj is going to be taking command of that fleet. We've got the Tector still coming down. I'm not sure if it actually made it down here already. It did. That's 284. 188. That's mostly done. Thank you, Flagar, for the $10, saying all DP-20 fleet for the offensive on Hypori. Probably not. That is... we've already built up for that. Thank you, Nacho, for subscribing as well. But that is going to do it for today, both for the episode and the stream. Next Monday, we are going to be finishing off the campaign. We're going from Aikido, Moonlist, the Raxuses, but most importantly, Hypori. We might end up doing some of the other Commerce Guild planets as well on the way in, but probably not going to be taking all of them, because I think the game will end once we've taken just the CIS stuff. Tomorrow afternoon, we are going to be doing the second joint command stream, which should be my last one in that, as the Pentastar alignment. Those episodes will be going out throughout the week on YouTube as well. We've got the Empire on Friday. Wednesday, we've got the Old Republic stream. And we should be back with Sleverd, Scarecrow, and Inertial on Sunday with more Barotrauma as well. So a lot of fun stuff. We were going to do Phasmophobia this week. X-Neck may not be up for it, so we'll see how that ends up going. But thanks again for watching. Hope you have all enjoyed it, and hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.